Hello.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Can we just get a quick audio test from both of you?
Yeah.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
Cool.
That
Okay.
makes sense,
If we need to make any more volume changes, just give us a shout, folks. And Jan or Lucas, if you see volume change requests on the chat, let me know. I'm going to try and avoid chat. It's German trains time, so I haven't got time to watch chat today. Right, Jan, do you want to take us away with some admin?
Yeah, welcome to the final preview stream before Trains in World 5 goes live into early access tomorrow. We're looking at the Frankfurt Fulda Kinzigtalbahn today, and as well the FlixTrain Vectron. We have a lot of stuff previewed for you, or prepared for you, I should say. So grab a cup of coffee, tea, any of other favorite beverage of yourself. Sit down, make yourself comfortable, and we're gonna go through all things interesting for Frankfurt Fulda. Just a few things before we get started. As I said, Trains in World 5 will go live into early access tomorrow, and will be available for everyone on September 17th, so in just 6 days. Apart from our usual standard Deluxe and Special Edition, this time we even have a free starter pack, so there is really a low balance entry for you. So if you've always been interested, now's the chance for you to grab it, and all your content from previous games will, of course, as always, carry over. But yeah, let's get started. Let's look into Frankfurt Fulda. What are we going to look at first today, Matt?
Right, so what we're looking at first. Today we are going to start with the ICT, because obviously it's kind of what we're all here to see, really, isn't it? So let me find out where I'll put the game. Yeah, that's where I put the game. Excellent. So before we start, let's just have a quick tour of scenarios. So we've got scenarios for the Vectron FlixTrain. You've got another FlixTrain, Vectron DB, 114, Dostos, ICT and ICT. So, and the last one is another Vectron freight one again. So you've got a range of scenarios there to play across the fleet. Then obviously you've got training modules for each of the cabs are in training centre, not here. And then obviously you can play it with free run. But service mode. So this is, I've got everything installed. So this is going to show all layers and everything as well. So you can see there's quite a broad amount of detail of layers in there. I think, Jan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a post gone up, an article with the detail of what's in all the layers.
Yes, there should be.
Cool. I don't think we'll read it out here because we'll be here forever, unless the stream is really boring and we need to fill it out with lots of fluff. Otherwise, just go and read the article. Maybe one of the moderators or someone can post a link to the article if you want to know what the layers are. But as you can see, it's quite substantial. So the other thing which is quite relevant for this, more so than perhaps some of the others, is the new layer selector, which I realise we haven't shown before, I don't think. So the new layer selector will let you see the name of the layer, what DLCs are involved in that layer, and whether you've got it enabled or not. And so these are all of the layers here, lots and lots and lots of them, doing various things. These ones that don't have dependent DLCs, those are internal layers, because layers are not just about bringing DLC in, they're also used to organise even the base stuff as well. And what this would mean, for example, is let's say you're running on a console and you want to just get that frame rate up a little bit because not quite where you want. You could try turning off any of the layers, to be honest. So you're not interested in seeing freight trains, but you want to see lots of passenger trains, turn the freight trains off. It would probably have a fairly decent impact on frame rate overall, depending on what kind of machine you're on. So, you know, there's all sorts of stuff in here that will go on. And all you do if you want to turn stuff off is you just click it. That's it, that layer is now off. So when you go in there, those trains won't be there. As you can see, this manifest forward thing here has got dependency on quite a few things. This also will tell you, if you don't have one of these, the layer will still be shown, it'll be disabled, and it will tell you in grayed out text what you need. So you can then use this to kind of browse through and say, if I only had Vorarlberg, there's several layers here that get activated. If I've got Vorarlberg, maybe that's the next thing I'll pick up. So this is a good way of figuring out, what you can do. And as you can see, this route has been spread out, and there's a lot of layers in there. What this doesn't tell you is how much content there is in each layer. So like this 363 Precise C actually has quite a bit going on in here from what I've seen looking at it. This layer has nothing in it. I just want to be really clear before everyone gets excited. This was added in during the development process and wasn't ever actually implemented. There are some technical challenges with getting the TGV to run on this route. So that does nothing. It's just there to tease, all right? And no, at the moment, I wouldn't want to say that there are plans to add it. But I think it's something the team would like to see. I don't think it would be playable, would it, Lucas, even if we got it in? I think it's AI only.
No, it comes from the other side of Frankfurt, so it would just come into the station and back out again.
Yeah, but at this point in time, it's not there. Literally, even though it's ticked, there's nothing in that layer, and that's why you're not seeing it. But yeah, there's lots of stuff to look at there. So if you want to tune your layers, this is the place to go. Every route supports this layers thing. Some routes have got very minimal layers. A lot of the more recent ones have been built with a lot more layering in mind, even if they haven't got DLC for them. Like the East Coast mainline table, I think has something like 45 layers on it before you start adding DLC. The total layer count on that one, I think, is over 100. So you'll see all of that on here now. So let's get on and drive the BR411 ICET. And I picked 1555. There we go. I'm just going to pick custom weather. I'm going to put it on a light cloud, and this is a run from Frankfurt to Fulda.
We're going to do the full run, right?
Yeah, we're doing the full run on this one. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, hello, by the way. I didn't really say hello.
No, I didn't. Yeah. Welcome, Lucas. You're there too.
I'm here too. Yeah, I'm Lucas, like always. I do a lot of the German stuff, so here I am, doing the German stuff.
Gonna lighten it up a bit. Hang on. Can't see the route in the dark. Yeah, Lucas and Jan are going to be looking after questions and so forth. I am going to probably be a bit quieter. I know, hooray, everyone's saying. And try and focus on the driving a bit. But you know me, I can't shut up sometimes. So, right, let's go here. Timetable 411. Pick that, and let's pop it back to July. Light clouds, better.
That's why we wait for this to load. I mentioned the standard, deluxe, and special editions for Spot 5, but there will also be regional editions. So if you're just interested in the German route, for example, and just pick up the German route along with the free starter pack, for example, or actually it obviously comes with the game. You can pick and choose what you like.
Yes, I got the DLCs for the deluxe editions as well as the deluxe edition itself as well, if you want to pick them up individually. Okay, so this is the ICET. Let's put it in forwards. As you can see, the wiper resets itself properly when it's in forward. Having done that, I'm now going to safety system up. So there's this NETEC one, which I've no idea what that one is. I've been told it needs to be on. GNT. We got LZB, PZB, and CIFA, so we're all safety system. Lucas, do you just want to talk about what NETEC is?
Yeah, it's Neigtechnik, which is basically tilting. So that one turns on the tilting of the train.
Yeah, because you don't need GNT to have tilting, is that right?
No. Tilt will be enabled. Not in reality, you would need GNT. We enable tilting without that because some players don't want that, but you do need to enable that.
What about, I saw a question about, do you need PZB to have GNT?
Yes, because GNT is basically a layer on top of PZB, so it doesn't work without it.
There you go. Right, so next we need to set the AFB up. Let's pop the screen up to full screen, that's better. Come out of that, and then pop out. Set that up to our departure speed. Excellent. The other thing is that for those of you that remember the 612, you remember on the right-hand screen you could get it to show the information, but it was very small. There's a new version of that screen here, which will give you the information in a more easy to read screen here. So remember to click.
And it's also been updated for the 612.
Okay, that was also gone into 612. Excellent. Get the doors closed, and then depart from Dodge.
Yeah, if we look behind us, we'll see the famous Frankfurt skyline above. We remodeled almost every skyscraper, so quite a bit of work into this, and a lot of help from. We had a lot of help from someone who's been doing a community route for Frankfurt, Pilot 21, Corin. Some people maybe know him, and he offered to help us, so we accepted. Been great working with him.
Very nice. It does look familiar. It's been a while since I drove into Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof train, but I do remember seeing that skyline.
Yeah, Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof has like a. It's fairly complex, but in other, it's also pretty simple because certain parts of the station are accessible by certain routes. So the route we're coming from can do platforms 6 to 13, I think. So it's a huge station, but it's a little bit easier to navigate than it might first feel like.
Something's apparently wrong with the YouTube chat, Ariane. I don't know whether or not you've seen.
Yeah, we're currently looking into this. Okay. Stream is still live. I just saw one YouTube message.
Yeah, the chat just isn't working.
Yeah, not sure what's going on, but the stream is still live on YouTube. But chat is just saying no. For unknown reasons.
So you can see on the right hand side now, it's telling me what my current and upcoming speed restrictions are as well. So, but you will also get that the HUD respects the GNT changes as well. So, but it gives you a good idea of what's coming up because it's not what's written on the speed boards when you're in GNT. You can go a bit faster.
Yeah, we're now crossing the Main, which is the big river in Frankfurt. We're gonna cross it again when we arrive in Hanau. Sorry, I said that a bit too late.
Just a bit.
Been watching the YouTube stream, which has a bit of delay. Yeah, now we come around the corner, and then here on the left is the stabling for S-Bahn trains. So because they're all mostly are on the way now, there's not a lot in here during the day, especially during rush hour. But yeah, I got friends who live here on the right, and some drivers in the morning they have fun testing their horn and everybody's awake.
Been an issue here. Remodeling a lot of tracks, which means there's a lot of crossings that are currently not working, or like the barriers are not working, so drivers have to sound the horn every time they approach the crossing.
Yeah.
Which is, happening all night. So
yeah, here we are in Frankfurt South. We're gonna stop here later a few times. Frankfurt South is like when there's work in Frankfurt main station or certain trains that go directly to the airport, ICE trains that they stop here at Frankfurt South. So it's Got a few big platforms for ice trains. Here on the left, the building that we can see is the European Central Bank. Like all the skyscrapers are in the middle of Frankfurt, and then you got that one outsider.
Just wanted to quickly mention. YouTube chat seems to be working again, but if you look into the description of YouTube, there is a Google form which you can use to submit questions. So if you're worried that your question might get lost in chat, just post it in the Google form. You can see it there.
Yeah, here on the left is where the S-Bahn comes out again. So these are actually connected. So when a train, like an I train of S-Bahn goes under Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof, and it's an S8 or S9, S1 and S2, they come out here, and it's the same train that's going to run here on the left. And then it'll disappear into the ground again here in a second, and then come back out at Offenbach Ost. So they split off the traffic here.
There's the counter tilt. See this mechanism here.
I was asking if you could show the map, please.
Hang on.
He needs to brake now, or he's in trouble.
Oh.
What?
Here, you do.
Why?
130?
It is. I'm doing 130.
Oh, okay.
Some faith, please, Lucas.
Yeah, so this is also where GNT. That's how GNT basically works. So this curve in reality is 110. You're allowed to do 130. That's what the tilt is for. Interestingly, the tilt isn't actually there to stop a train from like derailing. They can do quite a bit more than what the track gives. It's more about passenger comfort. So they don't want you to be exerted to forces.
This is Frankfurt, just nice and quiet. There's not a lot going on here at all. Again, you can hover over things if you want to see what they are. Around Frankfurt South,
Offenbach.
Offenbach, and then you've got Hanau here.
Yeah.
And then we whiz all the way up here, got the tunnel here, and then we make it into Fulda up here.
Yeah, we're currently in Offenbach Ost, if you go back. Yeah, here on the right, here's where the S-Bahn finally comes out. And this is also where the playable S-Bahn services are. So they start here, and then you can drive to Hanau. There's a plane on the approach to Frankfurt. Yeah, so if you live in this area, you get a lot of plane noise. That's why Offenbach is quite cheap to live in. And to be fair, most people from Frankfurt don't like Offenbach.
Those planes are also new, right?
Yeah. It's the same new planes as on San Bernardino, and they also follow the correct plane paths into Frankfurt.
Another one up there.
Very nice.
Yeah, another one, yeah.
Oh. From what I remember, when I was on these trains, because if I remember correctly, the 411 is the same ones that are driving into Vienna. Like the tilting never even really, like in Austria, tilting needs to be turned off.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really fully turn off. Like the train's still kind of tilt.
It does. I think it does 2.5 degrees if it's off, which is wrong. Which is weird because it's not really off, and does like up to 6 degrees or up to 8 even when it's on.
It's always that's something that always confused me because rules are very strict about tilting has to be turned off before you cross the border, but then train still tilts just a little bit less. I guess.
Yeah. So this route has interesting characteristics. So basically, the further you get away from Frankfurt, the less tracks you get. Like often this is like a 4-track line, and then it's more like a 3-track section between then Frankfurt and Gelnhausen, and then you go down to 2 tracks. So it got a little bit of all, and the direction on the 3-track section also changes based on the rush hour. Can experience that.
Yeah, and don't forget on the route map now, if you want to know where you are, you can just zoom in when you can find a platform anyway, and it'll tell you.
Yeah, so basically we just were in the GNT section, and now into Hanau the GNT section ends, because after Hanau there's an LZB section. So this is one of the reasons why we chose this route, and why we put the ICT on it, because you got a good mix of everything. You got GNT, then LZB, then GNT again, then nothing, and then LZB again. So really makes use of the train. And your platform is still occupied.
One asked if their Trains in World 4 content will carry over. Yes. All older content from Trains in World 4, Trains in World 3, 2 and older carries over. As always.
There, someone asks if the IST layer is somewhere else. Currently no, because it's a different car length and our system doesn't support that automatically. I've put it on Dresden, but currently only in the expert timetable. We're still debating if we're making like a clone of the normal timetable and also putting it in there. That's to be confirmed. Did you break?
Oh, I Seaford.
Oh.
I was focusing on the PZB stuff, and I got Seaford.
I'm bringing the counter up.
And similar to how some people ask how if the 101 expert is going to be here, and I think in patch 1 we're going to get the update where we get a duplicate timetable with the 101 expert for this route.
It's fine, I got a red light ahead of me. It's all good.
What is in that platform?
Slow down a little bit early. Fine.
Probably a train. This one.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I love about the new map. You can just check. Hanau. Yeah, Hanau is interesting. It's split into 2 different sides, and one side is modernized, and the other side still has semaphores. And if you look to the right, let's wait a bit. But if you then look to the right, you will still see the semaphores of on the other side. They want you to do the horn, Matt.
I have been blowing the horn. Lots.
Okay.
2 horns even.
Have off-map destinations been implemented on this route? Yes. I think like 99% of services have the off-map destinations.
Let's ask if you need own Deluxe or Special Edition to receive the ICET. No, the ICET comes with Frankfurt Fulda, one of the biggest trains.
The 80 km speed restriction out of Frankfurt is wrong. The sign clearly showed a 7. Yeah, this is what the GNT system is about. So this train can do more than the signs say, because it can tilt. So if you drive this train and have like GNT and tilting on, you cannot really follow the signs.
You can see GNT is switched off now.
You can visit the other platforms in Frankfurt. It's just that the trains departing for this route only go from these platforms, but you can, in free roam, you can even shunt about and get to all the platforms if you want to. Not a problem. Will there be a depot in Frankfurt? We only have a small part of the depot in Frankfurt, because we really had to make sure that Frankfurt is a good experience, and we didn't want to overdo it. Frankfurt is already huge as it is, and you got enough of the depot that gets used regularly.
The land constructions around Gelnhausen represented in game. What year is this route set in?
2018, no. So the construction started this and last year. So no, this is not in here yet. Ah, here's the LZB entry sign.
There you go, we're in LZB. Right up to a nice red light. This is why we've got a high speed signalling system, right?
The underground station in Frankfurt is not accessible, no. That's not part of this. There's also no playable train that would run from there, from here, so...
Conductor mode isn't on the ICET, Donna. It's only on the Dosto. Trying to think, do we have a... Oh, we do have a brief thing on the conductor mode to show, yeah.
Can carry on, Matt.
I know, I just saw.
Can the DB Vectron operate passenger cars? It can pull them, but as far as I know it cannot interact with the doors because it doesn't have the system for that. It's the wrong version.
Does the LZB cancel the hot 500 Hz? Yeah, well, I think LZB overrides PZB.
You need to be careful because LZB still saves PZB, so if you come out, you might get the 500 Hz back. I'm not sure, actually. It might run out in time. So Hanna Wolfgang, this is quite a large station, but there's not a lot going on here. So this is most people actually go to Hanna Hauptbahnhof. There's barely a few. There's a few people coming on the train here, but not a lot. This was mainly built because if you look at the map, this is like a big junction area. So you can stop trains there if needed. It's one of those oversized stations that where you actually don't need 4 platforms, but they somehow did it. Yeah, this is now the free check sections, so we can go up to 200 kilometers now, LZB. But the middle track basically gets switched pretty often during rush hour. So in the morning towards Frankfurt, that gets used more, or later in the day. But they use it pretty randomly. Like if there are more freight trains going one direction, they use it for that. If there are more freight trains going the other direction, they use it for that. So, and it is currently under construction to make this a proper 4-track main line in the next 6 years, I think.
You can activate LZB and GNT, but they are not simultaneously active. LZB goes faster than GNT, or it can go faster. So you generally have one or the other active at any one time. I don't think you'd ever get both of them. I'm not sure that would make sense, would it, Lucas?
No, that doesn't exist. Also, network-wise, it doesn't make sense. So often, on this route, you really notice. So you will come out of LZB, and then there's a long section where the track speed is 160, and if the track speed is 160, there's no point to have GNT because you cannot go above 160 without LZB.
Yeah.
So only when the route gets windy again and lower speeds, then the GNT section kicks in again. Now we're steaming through. No, wasing through.
Could you slightly increase the in-game sound?
Yeah, sure. Lucas, Adam says, what is LZB exactly?
So basically, it's the train being monitored every step of the way. If you look at the bottom of the track, if you go to the outside camera, you can have a better look, probably. Yeah, so there's a cable in the middle, and through that, the LZB central computer can basically, so each section of a route has like a computer, and that can detect where each train is and tell the train what speed to go. So you can put first you can put more trains on there because they can be dynamically controlled a bit more because you have like hidden signals which are not real signals. But this section doesn't actually have hidden signals, but on Castle Würzburg that was the case. That gives more safety, and in Germany it's not allowed to go above 160 without LZB or ETCS level 2.
The thing is, when you've got traditional signalling, the idea of the 160 limit is that's how long, that's the maximum you could go to safely stop at an appropriate of caution to get to stop at that red. So if you were to go faster, you might not be able to stop at that red. In fact, you probably wouldn't be able to stop at that red. LZB is looking, I think, some number of kilometers away, isn't it, up ahead of your train?
It depends on the LZB system. The latest version that they did before ETCS came along actually can look like, I think it's 75 kilometers or something into the distance.
Yeah, so I think on Castle Würzburg, doesn't our system work for like 14 kilometers or something?
Yeah, it's 14 or 15. It's also the same here, it's the same version. Yeah, here we come out of LZB again, so prepare to do the end procedure. So he accept with release, he accepted the ender when it came up. And now he's gotta reset the power once LZB actually ended for the signal. Yeah, now we're back in conventional space. So we're coming to Gelnhausen now. If you would, no, this is sorry, the next one. This is Niedermittlau. Yeah, so these stations all need to be rebuilt for the 4-track upgrade. So they're all being massively overhauled. And they're also removing all the level crossings and adding in bridges and stuff. So this is Gelnhausen. This is a pretty big, pretty active station. Lots of people go here or come from here. Also, there's a little train line here coming in here from the left, which is basically, if you would follow that, you would come to the end station of Kinzigtalbahn. So it all connects together a little bit. Yeah, and it's really lovely. The station building looks really lovely. I don't know if you have time to look at it. We're whizzing by. Yeah, it's still really old and nice. And here, up behind us, we have the new PIS. Yeah, I mean, we made the small version now because often the small. If there's a train in the next 15 minutes, it'll develop a scroll and then give the information. But there's a freight train coming here, so probably no passenger train in the next 15 minutes. We can have a look at that later.
That was the DB Vectron, I think that.
Yeah.
Question about the Vectron. Does the Vectron have Wechselblinken? Similar to American logos.
Wechselblinken refers to PZP.
It says here Wechselblinken and in parentheses switching light.
Oh, okay. That I actually do not know. Never experienced it.
Yes, you do have to turn AFB and power both off and on again, Liam.
We should also take a look at the
Lucas.
interior at some point, but probably at the end station. Yeah, so now we from like the Frankfurt Main Valley, we now come to the more mountainous area, and this also gets more curvy again. So here we come into GNT again. And here before Wertheim, it's actually, I think it's the most extreme that I ever seen, because the GNT speed here is 30 above the actual speed. I think on Chemnitz the most was 20 above. So 30 kilometers faster is quite considerable time.
I didn't turn C4 off. Why is C4 off?
Did you not?
I did not. No. I bet I know what it was. I'll raise a bug later.
Okay. Thought you got annoyed.
Sorry?
I thought you got annoyed by it.
No.
Or as you're boating down to Frankfurt, always being like a pie in the sky kind of goal you wanted to achieve, and what challenges you kind of had to overcome to finally be able to leave Frankfurt to make this route.
I mean, it was still really challenging, and Frankfurt is still a beast and a problem. But obviously Frankfurt is like the most busy, biggest station in Germany, so we really wanted to do that at some point. Me too, obviously, because I'm from Frankfurt. I didn't really have a say in this. This just happened. Just defending myself.
You've been pestering me for years about this, Lucas. Come on.
No, it's a great route. It was just a good choice, and obviously, yeah,
Totally agree.
We did years and years of improving the game to get to a point where we were actually able to achieve this. It's also because people who work on this game just got better. Like a few years ago, we would have not have been able to create such a complex timetable. People get more experienced.
There's also the signalling. I mean, if we look back at the way we approach signalling for Munich-Augsburg, we learned so much doing that we have a completely different approach to doing it for Frankfurt, which is, orders of magnitude more efficient. There are so many areas that everything is more efficient now, and that's what brings this into scale. Because if the lessons from Munich had been, well, that's how things are, that Frankfurt wouldn't have fit. Bluntly.
Yep. Yeah, we've come a long way. Track went far away, the trains, signals. And I really like this section especially. It looks really well built. I love this countryside, German countryside, how I imagine it.
And my word document with questions at the same time.
Let me go into the questions doc again. At what time will the early access be launched? So consoles tomorrow midday, I
4
think?
p.m.
4 p.m. Okay.
4 p.m. BST, so British summertime, and 6 p.m. on C. If I remember that correctly. Alex, if you're watching, shout at me and let me know I'm wrong. But I think I'm pretty sure it's 4 p.m. for consoles and 6 p.m. on PC on Steam, or in British summertime. I should add. So for our German viewers, that's 5 p.m. consoles and 7 p.m. on Steam. If we could showcase some great gameplay that's not planned for today, and if where services start and if overtakings and shunting occur, generally yes, can happen, but very limited when it comes to shunting.
Someone is asking why we don't have any services with the leased Vectrons for the regional trains. They didn't. So in 2018, that wasn't really the case yet. Maybe one train. So we didn't consider that. But you can always obviously put a Vectron in front of those doors and do it with the tools we have.
Someone else asked if Kinzigtalbahn is now the longest route. Or is still longer?
No, Kassel Würzburg is still longer. By far, actually, like 80 kilometers longer. But that's a ridiculously long route. But this is the second longest route we have done yet. For Germany and for... I'm not sure, is there a US route that's longer?
How long is this one in miles?
64 miles. That's
Sorry?
103 kilometers. 64 miles and 103 kilometers.
Oh yeah, we've got routes longer than that. ECML is longer than this, for example.
Oh, true, yeah.
It's kind of on the long side, but it's not long, not the longest at all.
For its size, it's pretty busy, lots of stations.
Oh yeah.
Lots of busy areas.
24 stations, to be exact.
What happened, Matt? Why are you so slow?
Well, there's a red light in front of me, so I slowed down.
Ah.
You know, I see a double yellow light, I try and take it seriously.
Just trust.
Yeah, no. I've tried the trust thing. It creates memes.
Yeah, we're now coming. So between Frankfurt and Fulda, you got multiple regional trains. You got the RE trains, which go all the way to Fulda and further, and then you got the Kinzigtalbahn, so the RB trains. They end either in Wächtersbach or in Bad Soden-Soll-Münster. And we've passed. Wait, did we pass? Yeah, we passed those now. So we only really got REs from this point. Here on the left, there's a funny shunting track because it has to reverse like 3 or 4 times the freight train to get up the hill, which is a fun experience. And we're coming up to the tunnel. Ah, not yet, sorry. It's 2 or 3 more curves. Getting ahead.
A question asking if you were to claim the free BpzFa upgrade, if that would override Trains Model 3 or 4. No, they are like separate games. You still own Trains Model 3, you still own Trains Model 4, and all your DLC still carries over. They then carry on to ask purchasing Frankfurt Fulda separately and the FlixTrain, what the pricing is. So if you were to buy the German regional edition separately, that would be £29.99, $39.99, or €34.99. I'm not sure about the FlixTrain standalone. I'm sure it's in one of our articles. Yes, you can choose and grab DLCs. All the stuff that's part of the standard or deluxe or special edition can be purchased separately.
Oh, the sound same as the release build. Pretty much, this is near enough the release build. Yes, I don't anticipate it changing. If only, even if it does, it'll only be for critical errors at this point.
Yeah, but if you got feedback, do report it.
Yep.
We got a pretty busy patch schedule ahead that we wanna fill with bug fixes. So.
On the audio, this is also recorded directly on a 411, correct? Or then mix it up with another of our starting.
Yeah, so we mostly got all in, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like things like the horn and stuff, they're all accurate. This is a really nice station in reality, because it like sits on the hill, and when there are not that many trees, like kind of in the winter, you can like look down into the valley, into the town. You can try to look at it now. I'm sure it looks pretty good. Yeah, you can like sit there on the road and then look down. It's nice. I should do like a travel guide. Stations with Lucas. Quaint stations with Lucas. Yeah, so we're coming up to the tunnel. The tunnel originally was one tunnel with 2 tracks, and then they built a new tunnel basically, but instead of putting both tracks into a new tunnel, you can now get 1 track in each. You shall see in a bit, and one looks very old and one looks very modern, because one is modern and one is just old and modernized. Oh, a nice one.
See, if I say ice, I get in trouble.
I don't know, we keep saying ice 1. Obviously we do not say ice in German, we say ICE, so ICE, but...
I see. Wouldn't say ik.
IC1. What?
After all the telling off I've had from German people for saying ice instead of ICE, I say ICE now by default.
I don't get to say ice. Okay, I need to say ICE. I'm sorry.
Wait, is the German
next time you
schooled?
come?
Yeah, so here's the tunnels. If you look onto the other tunnel, you can see the differences. Fairly old, one's really new.
Next time you come to a stop, voluntarily or involuntarily, we hear the beating up sounds from the outside.
The what sounds?
The sounds of the train accelerating, that's the word.
Okay, my next station is the end, so I'll stop after the tunnel and speed up.
That works too.
Does the route have the S-Bahn tunnels? No. That is not included. The S-Bahn tunnels are quite a lot of work that will probably be a DLC on its own. This is more about the regional traffic between Frankfurt and Fulda. I would really like to see the S-Bahn tunnels, but I may be biased.
I can't possibly see that, Lucas.
I live in a different city now. I'm not biased anymore.
I'm not buying it.
That's someone who's biased would say. That's something someone who is biased would say.
Yeah, if you look on the map now, you can see like a route coming in. This is a route down to Gemünden. So if you would at one end of the Mainz-Spessartbahn that would lead into here. We're really starting to build a lot of this area, so you can kind of see the whole network.
Right, I'm going to do a speed up, so everyone shush.
Josh?
Try that again.
We missed one of the best. Zoom through with the character.
I'm looking at Green City.
Yes, now we come to Flieden. The GNT ends here again. Because after that, basically got 160 all the way to Fulda. So no need for GNT anymore.
Another question we got from the forums. Someone asked if you can disable the improved back shadows. The answer is no this time. And they also asked what the expected performance of the frame rate is for Gen 9 consoles, and it varies depending on how busy the area is. So somewhere between 30 and 60 FPS, but busy areas like Frankfurt are usually around 30-ish, and Offenbach would be 60, for example.
Yeah, it really depends on how much you have got activated and the time of the day, how much is going on.
Kind of built the timetable to have as much as possible, and then you can choose whether you know how you want to have your trade-off. But even I was playing it earlier on my Series X, and coming out of Frankfurt with everything turned on is very playable. But if you want 60 FPS, if that's really important to you, then what I've asked the team to do is they pulled together a list of how many active trains there are in each layer, which will then give you a little bit more guidance as to which layers would be maybe the more useful ones to turn off, depending on, for example, if you turn off some freight layers because you want to focus on passenger and have a great frame rate, then which are the ones to do. So we'll try and I'll pass that over to the community team, and we'll get that list out for you, just expanding on that layer list for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can halve the service count alone by deactivating the S-Bahn AI in Frankfurt. So that one is quite busy.
Well, there's a lot of traffic in each of the freight layers as well, and the freight trains will probably some of the more expensive ones on frame rate because they've got a lot more vehicles in them.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's for you to experiment and work out what matters. If you want to drive primarily in Frankfurt, then having the S-Bahn is probably really important to you. But maybe long-haul freight is a lot less important. So yeah, the layers selector is there for you to choose your experience. The rails are yours, man.
Yeah, Neuhof here on the left, there's also a little freight area. This is also where you'll be with freight trains a bit. And then if you turn around this corner, in the distance you can see the... we need to get a bit closer, I think. You will see the bridge where the Castle Würzburg ice track comes above first signs. No, not this one. We're looking for a bigger bridge. Another ice one. I love the ice. My favorite ice.
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 Sorry, but it makes me smile. This is it, is
it?
it?
Yeah. This is here. This is where you'd come across on Castle Würzburg. Flying across at 250. I think we left it visible on the map, so if you look on the map you can kind of see how it bends around.
Shows suspension when we slow down a bit.
Yep. Yeah, now we come into Fulda. In Fulda there's LZB again. There's one known bug here. I'm not sure if we're gonna experience it, but we know how to fix it. So sometimes when you come into here, it'll bring you into the LZB Ende a little bit too early. That's because the train thinks that you're exiting the LZB again after Fulda station.
Someone said, please all Ben tell them to put music on Spotify. I'm sure that's gonna be done. Principle 4 soundtrack is on Spotify, so
yeah, that should happen.
No problem. I'll make sure to ask him tomorrow.
Yeah, so this on the left is where the high-speed track comes in, and here we are in LZB again. And this is familiar territory. Yeah, and here, since Fulda shares a station with Castle Würzburg, can obviously also route hop, and I think we're gonna show that off. No?
We can do. I don't think it's been mentioned, but there's no reason why we can't.
Yep.
Quick questions about the new lanes. Can you tell me what routes they can be seen on?
Currently only on San Bernardino and Frankfurt. But we're planning to include them on like future routes where they're visible when they're like 10 kilometers above. You cannot really see them, so there's no point. But if there's like a big airport nearby, like here where they're under approach, we shall add them. It's really easy to add. It's like, I don't know, 20 minutes for each route. If you know what you're doing and have the flight paths to hand. Just copy and paste the nav points and there they are.
Am I right in thinking Eddie gave us all the flight paths for this one as well?
Yeah, we work together. Pretty good. Eddie's really helpful.
Question about the internal DIS screens, the one in the...
Yeah, we'll walk for the interior when we stop
Okay.
here. Yeah, before we do a route, we always do like a survey where we go along the route and photograph or scan things in. And most routes you can do like in a day, but this route was so long and had so many stations. I think it took me like three days.
RB branding, which I assume is a provider.
Yeah, so we don't have it on the trains. For the S-Bahn, that's mainly because the S-Bahn also doesn't have the correct interior. I don't think we could have branded it without doing it all correct. And on the Dostos, I need to ask.
Zifa.
Yeah, some people ask why we included the 423. Mainly because it's quite a lot of the AI traffic around Frankfurt area is done by 423s. So it was better to include it so that people who don't have a Munich or the extra Cologne timetable can get S-Bahn traffic. Just a logical thing to include. Here we are.
Türen geöffnet.
Yeah. Yep, those work. Fairly similar to the S3 in design, of course. Developed around the same time. Restaurant car.
Turn around, you just walk past the conductor. Kevin, can you open it up?
No.
Ah. Okay. That was nostalgic for a second when I saw that.
It's a restaurant
See.
car. Family area. Can get your
Mm.
coffee here.
So
The
coffee, that
ICT.
sounds good.
It does sound good.
I don't actually drink coffee. I don't know, coffee people are weak.
Fine, no one's perfect, Lucas.
And first class.
You know, my first ever ride on an ICE, I was sat in this seat, looking out here.
Nice.
That was when I was driving, running between Leipzig and Jena.
Did he have the window tinted or not?
Sorry?
Did he have the window tinted or not?
No. No, I was in the back of the train as well.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, it was a good view. I was happy.
Yeah, when I go on an ice, I always try to book those seats.
Well, someone else was paying the ticket, so I bumped it up to first class, as you do.
Yeah, route hopping.
Oh yes, route hopping. Where is it?
Go. Oh, the other
there.
platform, I think. One to
For
the
anyone
left.
that's not aware, route hopping is a new feature we introduced with Trains World 5. You can basically jump from one route to another, hence the name.
Yeah,
without-
there it is.
In this case, we're jumping to... kind of written down here. Castle, is that correct?
Castle Würzburg, yeah.
I've seen
So
some
if you look at
feedback-
it,
Sorry, I've seen some feedback on the beta forum about the choice of colours being a bit weird for this. There's a reason we chose these colours, and it's because if you run it past every colour blindness filter, this is still perfectly visible in every case of colour blindness. Rather than it necessarily being aesthetically pleasing, it's meant to be a colour choice that is always visible. Sorry, Lucas, carry on.
Yeah, if you look at the track here before jumping, we can kind of see the difference with the new track shadows quite well. So if you like go over there where there's no shadow from the, so you can kind of see it doesn't end. And if you now keep this in mind, and if you now jump over, we can see pretty well.
Jump over?
On the other route.
Oh, sorry, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, the player has fainted.
Fainted and they woke up in the same place. But is it really the same place? Interesting.
We get...
It's 4 years in the future. It's time travel.
we get a feature where through route hopping.
Oh.
Someone says,
lost sun here.
You're finally awake.
I'm sure we're gonna get sued. But yes. There's not a lot of sun here, so you can't see it.
No, it's all gone away.
Yeah, when it's very cloudy, it's very diffuse lighting.
We circumvent this by using the photo mode and changing weather.
Yes, did it work?
Yeah, that's a good point. Hang on. Let me get back over here. So if I
another new feature.
Photo mode and go here, then I can change the weather. Right now, prepare.
Make a little bit less
Okay,
cloudy.
see where the shadow is.
Yeah. Yeah. See where the shadow ends.
You see the line of shadows, and you don't get that line of shadow anymore. This thickness of line carries now on into the distance. So now it doesn't cope with junctions. The new system does not cope with junctions, so you will still get the shadow bleed in as it goes to junctions. But the vast majority of the time you're not actually around junctions, so it makes a very big difference for the majority of what you're doing. So it is quite a good system. But yeah, you can change the weather. You can throw a bit of snow on, change where what time of day it is. Try and find that amazing shot. Let's try and take a really nice shot of these wagons, shall we? Where's the sun?
Gone.
Where's the shadows? That'll tell us where the sun is. Oh no, there's a loco here.
It's gonna be the sun is gonna be to the right because it's east.
It's gone now. I never said I was a photographer. Oh, there you go. It's a moon.
That's the moon.
It's close enough, all right? Stop judging me. It's close enough to the sun.
Like the light of the sun.
They're almost the same thing, right? They're both flat like saucers, okay?
I've never seen both of them at the same time, at the same place.
It's suspicious, isn't it?
Very.
There you go. That's a work of art, I think, personally. Anyway, there you go. Look, see, bit of blur in the background. I'm mooning the stream. There you go.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Right. What's next on the list is FlixTrain. I spend way too much time taking screenshots. In fact, the beta forum have been saying This journey was an hour when I started. It's 5 hours later, as I'm still doing it because I keep taking screenshots. Right, Frankfurt, and we are doing the bright green one.
In 19, yeah.
Obviously, you've got 3 Vectrons in this list now, so maybe one of these should show up rather than the other. Mindful of that. Sometimes I see the red one showing up, not the green one, and I keep going, "Where's the green one?" It's fine. I'm a flawed person. Right, 1819. Custom weather. I'll go with that. I think we'll see what it looks like.
Being Stuttgart mentions just makes my heart bleed.
Sorry?
I just said seeing Stuttgart mentions like in the timetable there makes my heart bleed. It's like if I had my way.
So this is the FlixTrain Vectron, and the first thing you'll notice is the cab is different. If you've played the Railpool Vectron, it's got a screen up here, but actually the content of the screen, the desk is different. But it's also similar. You've got similar controls. Remember to key in, cut your brakes in, put it in forward, and safety systems as usual. You got your light controls over here. It has got multi-system power as well, although we don't need it on this route. We'll open the doors. Let's have a look at the Talbot coaches.
I keep forgetting. So they are rebuilt from OMMZ coaches, I think. So these are pretty old wagons, and then they were completely rebuilt, refurbished for FlixTrain.
One of the really interesting things with these coaches, though, is that they don't. You can't tell them to unlock a particular side. So even though the Vectron's got left and right doors, effectively all you're doing is telling the coaches unlock, and the way it's set up in the game, they'll work out where the platform is, and those doors will open. Close obviously will close, but it really doesn't matter whether you, like, if you're on your D-pad and your controller and you press D-pad left, it'll still open the doors on the correct side, because all you're doing really is sending an unlock signal to the coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, FlixTrain is really popular in Germany. I mean, mainly because the price is pretty competitive compared to DB. But they do have, they are pretty nice. I'm gonna get a certain DB employee will scrutinize me later for saying that.
It's the same with Westbahn in Austria now. It's very nice.
It's not function. Remind me. It is quick bar, that one.
RFB.
Go with a 40 limit to get started. And confirm the speed. There isn't a key combination to do that yet. We will get to that.
Yeah, so we're starting here in LZB because we're in Fulda, and we still have that system that when you spawn on LZB, it's gonna automatically enable without like an entry, because it's kind of like this train would have come here with LZB, so it should be on in theory. But we're gonna drop out soon.
Mention this is a Vectron, but it is different from the Railpool Vectron. If you want to see more these differences, you can see like comparison videos in our last roadmap article. Because there's a lot of different versions of Vectrons.
Yeah, basically the Railpool one, this one, and the DB Vectron, they all have differences.
It's not just a different paint job, it's also like the interior is different. Yeah.
That's odd. For some reason it's limiting me to 40.
Yeah, you just came across a junction with the back of your train still.
No, okay.
Or did you not? What's your AFB doing?
I don't know. AFB's on. Speed's 200 kilometers an hour. It's holding me quite nicely, but...
Look at the back of your train. Oh. You should be out now. Weird.
I thought I had confirmed it. Oh, I did. I confirmed the 40. I didn't confirm the speed increase.
Yeah. Oh.
Explain it.
I was about to say, it's blinking. I think you need to do something.
Also answers the question we had earlier. Is there a cab car at the end of the coaches for the FlixTrain? As it just saw, no.
Oh, they don't. They also don't have cab cars. In reality, it's one of the reasons why this train does not go into Frankfurt main station. Like, it only goes to Frankfurt South, because they would need 2 locos or a helper loco to like shunt around, and that's just not practical time-wise.
Question was if the FlixTrain would be playable, will have playable layers on our route.
Not currently. I think that changes when Joe releases his Cologne-Aachen rework timetable. Just like that one has FlixTrain. I'm trying to remember. I think Rhein-Ruhr, so Duisburg, Bochum, has FlixTrain in reality, but I don't think it has it in the timetable period where the route is set. So yeah, that's for future things, for future timetable improvements.
Yeah, you'll find differences in the cabs. You'll find them on the top of the pantograph sections. There are quite differences to these.
Notice how LZB will always end right in front of a signal. There's this signal here. That's because so you can, if there's a problem after, you stay in LZB until the signal clears.
Question from the forums. Someone asked, will services towards Aschaffenburg, Würzburg and Bamberg be featured up to Hanau, and what formations will be used? The answer is yes.
Yeah, so I can answer.
I mean, I have your written out answer here.
Oh,
you can
okay.
also just answer it if you like.
Yeah, well, obviously we got the services that run there. So there are a few services. The RE55, so the Main-Western Express. You can run that from Frankfurt to Hanau, and you'll also see like the RB58 go through Frankfurt South and come in Hanau. So all those will use the. So in 2017, 2018, they were still using the BR 425 on that route, so we layered that in from Bremen. So that stuff even has the appropriate stock. Yeah, you will see that. And also you get the Vias, it's like small diesel trains towards Erbach. They are substituted with the 642. But those are also services you can drive. So there's a lot of playable stuff in there.
I don't think that dark screen is working, Lucas.
Oh, that looks weird. Is it just a grey instead of like a black? Maybe that's prototypical. I'll ask.
Yeah, all of the trains on Frankfurt have full suspension set up, Dion.
Yeah, there are only a few trains which layer in, which don't. Most of the trains have. Yeah, I'm just being told that's prototypical.
Okay, there you go.
And that's also very ugly in reality.
From that, you turn the route hopping knockers off. Are they always on?
I can't remember if they turn off with the setting that he turns off the other blue cones or not. We'll have to go and find out. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look on the map, one of my favorite features is actually the that you can now see the signal aspects. So for certain signals, this is quite interesting. I don't know, is there a signal somewhere that's like green? No, I think you need to, I don't know, zoom to Frankfurt or Hanau. Go Hanau, Hanau is interesting. So that's a shunt signal, so that's SH1, that's pretty boring. But it's also a shunt signal.
Doing well.
There you are. Yeah, so this is HB1, this is G68, location code 20.
This was your plan all along, wasn't it?
We don't have GNT now, so be careful.
Question from chat. Will the route get even more layers with possible future DLCs, or is it considered to be at max capacity in terms of layers right now?
There might be more layers, but it's definitely gonna be PC Engine 9 layers only. So yeah.
Right. Was if you have the guys at the Ultra, or if there have been changes, because clouds have much more vertical extent than normal. Does that make any sense to you? Are there like any engine changes to?
Don't think so. No. Just Matt having the settings on max. So here before the tunnel with the hectometer boards, they have these little orange signs above and below. That's the emergency brake override. So if the driver sees that sign, basically in that area, passengers cannot. If they press like the emergency brake, the driver can override it. So the train doesn't stop in the tunnel.
I mean, it's still gonna stop, but he can override it and continue.
Yeah,
because it's a dangerous area to evacuate. Same goes for bridges, any other like dangerous areas. I think, if I remember correctly from my training, he can only do that 2 or 3 times. And then the emergency brake sticks. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, and as always, we get a lot of questions for if you're now gonna do Frankfurt-Cologne, since we now have Frankfurt and Cologne. In my opinion, it's still a kind of a boring route because not many stops, high traffic, but it's wished so oft for that we probably have to look at it at some point. But as always, no plans. But we do hear the people, so we shall see.
Are in any way? Are there any signals for the G&T blocks?
No. You can kinda know if you look in the track. There are like Euro balises where G&T starts, where there's like a G&T suppression. There was one directly behind the signal on the track. I don't know if you can look at that map. So this is a suppression one. So if you come over here for the next 250 meters, all like 1000 Hertz influences are suppressed. That usually happens when there's like a speed sign with a magnet, but you have a higher speed from G&T, so it kind of needs to be disabled. And yeah, the start point there are also balises, but other than that, not really. It just turns on. As a driver, you like know from route knowledge or from like Ebola at some point. Ah, look, the sun.
Moon?
And where is the moon?
I don't know.
You see both of them at the same time, the same place. Very, very suspicious, I mean.
2 more people asking about the 101 Expert. Not on this timetable, but there will be a clone timetable for the 101 Expert. It's not gonna be there for release, but hopefully close to release. And that's also gonna be the release of like all the fixes and patches for like the rain window glass and all the stuff we listed in the forums. So that'll come. It's basically ready now. We're just waiting to get the release of TSW5 out of the way, and then there's time to release the patch.
Talk about scenarios. There's gonna be 6 in total. Not gonna spoil too much what they're about. I'm gonna read the names. First one's called Mind the Gap. Next, Pull. West Train. ICE into the night, Frankfurt Ferry, and this is my favorite name, Beast to meet you. 6 scenarios in full. The mastery for this is the Gelnhausen Air Show. And there's 2 different collectibles. There's the and you're gonna have to, because you're local, because you might have to correct me on this. But the Bamble.
It's a Bamble. It's basically a traditional, I don't know,
Like an apple wine
for drinking. It's everything. When you go out into like a typical Hessian or Frankfurt restaurant, or they'll serve you everything from water to apple juice to apple wine in it.
So yeah, then it's just like really traditional ceramic jugs that you can find broken. So if you pick them up, you repair them essentially. And the other, and what else should it be, are Frankfurter sausages with potato salad on a nice table with like a tablecloth and everything. And I think when you find them, they're in a bit of a disarray. And if you then collect them, it's like a nice table set with some good Frankfurter and potato salad. And the more I talk about it, the hungrier I get.
Yeah, a good potato salad is. Oh. It's interesting what our player takes with him. Like he has all the repair equipment and like replacement stuff, and he's
not just the equipment, but the skills.
He's very prepared.
They are very prepared. Yes.
It's a wild plate of Frankfurter. Let me fix that.
Anarchist Angel wants to know if you're trying to sell them a train simulator or food. I think the answer is yes.
I'm pretty sure we secretly work for like some food industry, and they just want us to make people hungry.
Like good food is like one of the biggest joys in life, so I'm fully behind this. And if we ever do like a Swabian route in Baden-Württemberg, I'm happy to like cook for the team. I have ideas.
Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, I mean.
This has a nice view to it. I like the color of the sun. Yeah, sky.
Throw on some coal.
Coal?
Yeah, make it go faster.
Oh. Wrong era. That's like one of these things where you could try to sell someone a stupid fact. Like, oh no, inside these monolocos they still burn coal, you just don't know and see about it.
If you want to be completely very technical and actually about it, there are like power plants that provide power for the train, so technically that's extremely pedantic.
I don't think it's actually used for train power. Like the energy grid for Deutsche Bahn is actually its own energy grid, with like their own energy plants, and they're mostly like water, wind, and
Yeah, I think it is the same. They advertise a lot green, with green energy, 100% green energy.
zooming into the evening. The suspension feels really good on the Vectron from FlixTrain. I really like that.
Something we could see from the outside. It's
Hang on. I've been trying to keep from the outside because it's so loud.
Nice sinus wave coming on rail. Yeah, it's really interesting when you're like in the cab of a train, and the faster the train goes, the slower this sinus wave is, and like really sway from side to side. Interesting experience.
Yeah, there's a lot more motion in the cab than you'd expect if you've only been in a passenger coach.
Yeah, now we come into Vectron. I missed this earlier. This is basically the station where a lot of like the regional services end. So the shorter, so the local stopping trains that come out of Frankfurt. And there's also like a little museum train here. It's like really narrow gauge. You can kind of see it depicted here on the left, behind that other train. It's like its own little platform. And then that turns to the left here, towards Bad Orb, which is like a really... You had like school trips in Frankfurt, they would all go here.
I guess you can't really see from this one. Well, that's probably a good enough time to end that one. We've got lots to get through. Let's do a conductor mode showcase.
Yeah. Probably the feature that I'm looking forward to most.
I wonder why.
So if we, well, I want to pick.
114?
Well, if we start in Frankfurt, it's Dosto, isn't it? Or different?
Should be 114.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right. Fuck, yeah, it's the other way around. But there are some which are double-ended.
There it is. I'm blind. Frankfurt. Right, so let's go with a 7:27 Frankfurt Bamberg. 26 minutes. We can go a little bit longer than that. We won't do the whole thing, so that one will do. 20 minutes. Right, custom weather should be fine. Conductor. So the conductor process on the Dosto is a little different. Obviously the goals are the same and the responsibilities are the same, but it's done a different way, and you've got different things, ways of doing it. So for example, you're not in control of the doors, with one caveat. So At some point, it'll spawn the trains in. There's the train, I think. That one.
Yeah, this is Frankfurt main station. Oh, you're on platform 6.
Look around. Station on channel.
Right, so I need to key in to lock that door so that it doesn't open. And then when it's time and it's finished time loading, wait a bit.
Oh, there's a train coming in. On the left. Nobody wants to ride off me.
Green. I think. Very realistic. Spent a lot of time standing on the platform, waiting for a signal to switch.
Right, so it's now time to let the driver know. Doors will all close, but because I keyed into that door, it doesn't close this one. So that's all good. So now I can key out this one, and then this door will now close. And then there we go. We've got no tickets to check, so we'll just ride the cushions.
Gonna cross quite a lot of tracks here from 6. They are the two 218s. They're like emergency rescue locomotives.
They look like Thunderbirds.
Yeah, so whenever in a tunnel or like the high-speed route, something needs to get rescued. That's what they are for. I've seen them on the high-speed line. I've seen them in the tunnels. It's really weird when they go in the tunnel because they do generate quite a lot of smoke, the diesel engines, and then the tunnel gets pretty smoky.
Now, seeing that one that we just passed that had no Dosto on the back there are some other really strange formations in the timetable, aren't there? Including one that gets combined?
Yeah.
We're
gonna see that.
Are we?
We're gonna see that when we do a small run after this. If you go out there with the camera, and maybe find one of the yard boxes. You don't take. Never mind, we can look at it later. Bye bye, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt South is next. No, you rarely get tickets on the first stop because everyone's had their tickets checked on entry to the train pretty much. But hopefully Frankfurt South and off and back we'll get we'll get stuff to check.
Yeah, we're doing the loop-de-loop around. Sometimes I just let a train run and like sit in a seat. I don't know. It's
Quite chill.
especially now with suspension. It's very much a little bit more realistic. It feels quite well.
Anarchist Angel, the APA hasn't made it into 5, unfortunately. So I'll be looking to try and get it in as soon as I can. But no, it didn't make it into 5. We've had to focus our energies elsewhere. It's largely just needing documentation and some testing, rather than I think the work is largely done now. But it does need, that last bit is quite important.
FlixTrain. Yeah, this has Frankfurt has come out really well. Like, this is one of my home, this is basically my home station. It's really recognizable.
So I keyed in again to lock out the doors. Oh, off goes the Vectron.
I think it's stopping. Just
What?
came in.
No, we just passed
Oh
it.
no. Oh, okay. Never mind.
It was there waiting until you came in.
So it's gonna be in front of us, blocking our way. No, it's gonna be much faster than we are.
All good? Excellent. Wait for my door to close. One. Wow. We're winning today. Yeah, and he's in this coach as well. There you go. Easy job. Frankfurt to Hanau on the 11th of September. Good. That's my work done for the day. Oh, okay, so we got moving and then had to stop and wait for us.
But I know a few people who work in the signal box. They probably had a hand in this one. Whistle a spacebar, right?
Yep.
Let's sit down up top. Nice of you.
We go through the kind of stuff as you do in conductor modes. We just saw taking tickets and making sure
It's
passengers
bags.
have the correct tickets.
Yeah, checking your tickets. You've got to clear the baggage out of the aisle. Looking after the doors.
And I assume looking after the doors works different on the different trains. Like
yeah, definitely. You've got on the DK trains, you've got the door controls and the 2-signal buzzer. US trains, you've got the door controls, and then you radio the engineer when it's good to go. And then on this one, you blow the whistle to get the driver. You've got the lockout key, and you blow the whistle to get the driver to close the doors. Then you close your door, and then you check the tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, these are AI trains, so they don't have suspension. The ICE does not have conductor mode, no, Plague Dog. Something to look at in the future, but an ICE on conductor mode is kind of get in the train, close the doors, wait 45 minutes, open the doors. There's not a lot to do. So we
tell
focused,
that to the ICE conductors in reality.
But in the game there isn't.
Yeah. I mean, we should probably make it so that they then actually have to check like every passenger on the train like they do in reality. But I'm not sure if it's good gameplay checking 300 people.
I have some ideas of things to do. I mean, to be fair, like at least in Germany for the ICE, you can now check into your seat. Like if you have a reserved seat, you have the DB app. You can like check into your seat, and the conductor doesn't even have to check your ticket anymore. It always led to very interesting interactions with passengers in when I was conducting a train with ÖBB, because we didn't have that feature. So we had to check tickets for people that checked in, and they were very confused why we wanted to see their tickets. And then we had to explain to them that it was a Deutsche Bahn feature, and I can't check their tickets for them. Or like their checking service.
Oh, poor guy. I'm sure he would have to enter our train.
I think I only saw one person get on again. 7. Okay.
Hmm.
No, not that one.
Uh-oh,
Hello.
Betriebsgefahr.
I suspect they all got on at the other end.
Yeah, I mean the steps to come up were like on the other end, so...
It's pretty common, I should think. Hello, there's your ticket please. Offenbach to Hanau, 11th September, thank you very much. Let's see your ticket please, thank you. Hanau, excellent, thank you. Enjoy your journey. Right. Well, if I'm going to be rude to some passengers, I ought to be nice to the others. Thank you.
Oh, wait, my ticket.
Okay, let's go down here for. Oh, we've got some baggage in the way.
concept.
Eat out. I'll come back to Hanau, 11th September. Ooh, train. Come back to Hanau, 11th September. Excellent. Right, let's go back and get the... I saw at least one up here. There we go. Off and back Hanau, 11th September. Everyone's being well behaved today. What about you? Excellent. Finished.
Now you gotta have some small talk with the driver.
Highly illegal.
I might have child all of a sudden.
Yeah. She did wave. Sniff.
This is something they taught us in conductor training, that we're not allowed in the cab with the driver because we're not allowed to talk to them while they drive, which then led to drivers being upset why the young conductors would never say hello. I personally never did that, not a single time. Certainly never spent a lot of time in the cab chatting.
Aren't like the ICE drivers in Germany, aren't they like entitled that the conductors bring them like a coffee? I think that's a thing.
I mean, it's just like common courtesy. It's just like whenever we were waiting in Passau for our train back to Vienna, like would talk to my train driver. I was like, "How you doing? Do you want some coffee? Anything to drink?" Like generally, any like high speed or long distance train, I was always asked them if they needed anything, because they can't leave when the train is going. They can't just get up and get a coffee. While I, as a conductor, could just sit down for coffee. That was always nice. I always enjoyed the ICE shifts.
We just have better trains in Germany. No, just kidding.
Good if you had a good infrastructure as well to use those trains on that.
Can you drive 300 kilometers an hour in Austria? I don't think you can.
Now, you two. Do I need to go and put you in the corners?
I think the maximum they have is 250, right? In Austria?
Well, only the western route from Vienna towards Salzburg, but the high-speed route is only between. It's only a very short route.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, here's the second river crossing. That signal is showing 60, and our driver is currently doing 90. Oh, naughty.
AI drivers may or may not observe PZB.
That's in a rush. He needs his coffee. Either that or...
Yeah, here we know... Yeah, this one goes down to the right. So, Hanau Südseite, where we get the semaphore signals. Woo!
When you're driving it yourself, someone asked about suspension. The 114 and the Dosto do both have suspension.
Ah, yeah, here come the sexy signals. When you on YouTube, when you search for like German semaphore signals, most of the examples and videos show the one here on the left, the small one on the platform, the most left one, because it's like very accessible and easy to film. Let me go back to the question sheet. Come on, someone asking if you can fix the LZB so that doesn't auto-activate. We have that in on purpose for people that want to be in LZB in case it's like role-playing, like the train already was active before. If you don't want that, you can just cycle LZB once, so turn it off and on again, and then it's gonna be reset. Will the ICE-1 appear as AI trains on Gen 8 consoles? No. Why are there no services built with the BR111? It drove there. Stay tuned.
Right, okay, let's move on. The next one we are doing then is you are going to take me through a something you set up for me to spawn on foot.
Yeah, go into the menu. We just want to drive into Frankfurt now, right? With like, yeah. So spawn on foot in Offenbach at 8:15, please. Then we have like 3 minutes to wait. And then we're gonna see the special consist.
You have to make sure I get to the right place so I pick up the train.
Yeah. So basically, what happens here is that they bring back a service, so a second train set with this train towards Frankfurt. So you don't have to waste like 2 drivers or have like an empty service because there's not enough space on the line. So they just combine 2 trains and do that. Go down. You need to go to the other platform. Yep, correct direction.
Where am I going?
Yep, there. You've eaten. I'm hungry. No, other side. Sorry, other side. This is a really look at this nice station. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna appear on this platform. Not appear. It's gonna arrive. Magic. Whoop! There's a train.
Waiting time so far. What thoughts?
Yeah, let me... Can you open the windows on the ICT? Yes. And I'm pretty sure you can turn on the ventilation, yes. Will there be more extensive documentation for the TSW editor? Good question. So with release of TSW 5, we're also releasing the update for the editor, which brings a few of the fixes that everybody wants. So the cooking and asset discovery fixes. And after that, since the editor is much more usable, then we'll continue with our series of tutorials. And otherwise, I can always refer you to the Discord, the TrainSim community Discord, where a lot of people actually have knowledge now, and there's more and more third-party people on there too who have knowledge, so you can ask your questions and they do help you. Nice bunch of people. Or you get help from me too around there.
Just to reiterate. Timetable 5. Introduce or improve the PC editor. Like, I think the biggest feature people have waited for a long time is this cooking feature. Been yearly missed.
Yeah, I did call this a nice station. I do like the architecture, but it's not placed in a nice city. As a Frankfurt-born citizen, I'm contracted to say that. I'm sorry. Everybody from Offenbach's gonna hate me. The BR425 is only gonna be... It's gonna be a Bremen layer, not the Rheinbow version. Did you spawn 815 and not 8... Yeah, okay, good, oh good, never mind.
I was going to say train's due at 8:20 by the looks of it, so...
Matt, I got a question for you. Why did you include so many locomotives?
Because you told me I had to.
Ah, nice.
No, it's about getting the service variety. You look at what goes on in Frankfurt, and if you pick any one train, you don't really get much coverage. But you kind of need that variety to be able to deliver a fuller experience in that area. And since we have a lot of those trains, it's easy enough to put them in. So it kind of makes sense to do that rather than creating lots of layers that depend on. So you have to own 15 other DLCs to get the experience. Try and put some of the trains in, some of the more common sort of staple trains, so that you just get it out of the box.
Here comes our train. Whoop, whoop. I think it's quite long, so you're gonna have to... Yeah.
Of this particular ride.
Thank you. My train now.
Can you guys still hear me alright?
Yep.
It were just froze. Call it 10 seconds. Absolutely. Are you experiencing Discord technical issues?
I'm not sure, I think it's just... It's coming back.
What have I got wrong here then?
Have you unlocked the brake key? Yeah. Direct brake released. Problem is I can't really help because the Discord stream has gone down.
Brake key on. Right. Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you, Timo. I thought brake key on meant that the that it was, you know, on and I needed to disable it to be able to use the brakes. But okay. I never said I was competent.
So,
wow, that was a
just so our
really
viewers
rapid
are
agreement.
aware.
Rookie error, I'm full of them, Richie. I'm where you come to see all the rookie errors. Why is the brakes on? Why is it stopping?
We're currently experiencing a bit of our Discord previews, and Matt sometimes freezing. There's a lull in how we respond. It's probably
Here we go. Is it a start program? Doesn't look like it.
Well, not anymore.
Local brake rating is on release. And that one's on running, so no, brakes are alright. No, it's stopping again.
Direct brake.
Why is it stopping again?
I was saying direct brake.
No, the direct brake
I was
is
saying
fine.
local brake.
That's a visual thing we're fixing. On the left, have you put the... Have you put the AFB too?
It's off at the moment. I put the torque select to 61%.
Okay, that should be
There
fine.
we go. It's coming off now. Never mind, I'll get technical people to review the video and find out what's going on. And they'll tell me what I'm doing wrong, I'm sure. CIFA probably. I must admit, I didn't press CIFA, so yeah, it could be. There we go. We're off again. Safety system sounds to not work. I've been wondering about that, Ben. Turning PZB off and CIFA off. Handbrake. It's around here, isn't it? Yeah. Released. I think you're right. The first one was I overspeeded in start program, and the second one was CIFA. I'm late. Well, this is a shocker, isn't it? No, this is the 114 cycle. It's very similar to 112, but it's 140 mile an hour as opposed to the 160 mile an hour of the 112. There's the S-Bahn disappearing down into the tunnel. Lucas, are there drivable IC3 services?
There are IC3 services, yeah. I don't know if you can hear me. Discord
Yes.
has been going.
You're fine.
Okay, yeah.
Just realised I'm stopping here. So the HUD being not centered is one of the things on our to-do list, Richie. It's not there yet, but yeah, we'll come back to that. Triggers a lot of people.
I may have overpromised a bit on the IS3. There's one service. There are 43 for the IS1. And like 40-ish for the IS.
Wow, what is with Discord these days? Victim of its own success, I suspect.
Got
Yeah, I think like Jan and Lucas are kind of in and out at the moment. Are you there, Jan?
we're out for like one or
Okay.
2
Do you
minutes.
guys want to go and set up our backup plan and get that going?
I think you can hear me now.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and get up the
Let's go into the group.
get the group call going? Hello. Hello.
Hello!
Oh, hello. Are we here?
Yeah, it's working again.
There we go. Cool. Right, we're on the way round the loop now into what's this? Yeah, Frankfurt Main.
I think that's good.
Sorry, we're just switching over. We normally use a group chat, a server-based chat, but last week it was terrible. Today it's not been too bad, but as you can see, it's descended again. So we're switching to a group chat rather than a server-based thing, and that seems to fix it. So I think you might have to review how much we use Discord going forward.
It's just better to use like group calls now in the future. This was very unreliable. Sorry everyone. but we should be now.
Regarding the iced-tea sound, so the loco, when you sit in the cab, it's actually quite quiet because the traction motors are nowhere near the cab. So it's similar to like the cab car of the 101, where it's quite quiet and you only really hear rolling sounds. That's pretty prototypical. I love this entry into Frankfurt. Thanks.
What one of the Lucas, I think you're breathing into the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Just wanted to say, I always thought like the skyscraper you see on the left right now with the like the glass pyramid on top look like
Messeturm.
it looks kind of evil. Like it looks like the main base, or like the secret base for some sort of.
Yeah, I find this really amusing. So like a lot of like American TV series which are not a big budget, and when they have like an evil HQ or something, they actually use like the Frankfurt skyline, because it's like a skyline that's not in the US, so not easily recognizable, but still kind of like an interesting looking skyline. So you often see it, and it's like, wait, this is Frankfurt.
Maybe that's why I always associated that with that.
Yeah, for example, in all of the like DC series, so like I don't know, Superwoman and the Flash and stuff. A lot of the scenes are Frankfurt.
Yeah. You know, I learned something today.
Stop!
Oh!
Crunch! Wow, the brakes.
That's gonna cost.
It's fine, no one will notice. It looks good, see? No one can say I didn't stop close to the buffers. But anyway, we wanted to do a short run with the 114, so we've done that now.
Yep.
And then the next thing was a short run with the other Vectron. That's fine. It was a perfect start. What are you talking about? Jeez, you're
That's what
not
buffers are for.
You're perfectionists. Jeez. Right. That one followed by that one. Let's do another morning. No, let's do an evening one. Fulda, Flieden, Fulda. Let's do that. I'll do. Matt, why? Well, do you need to ask, Jack? Do you need to ask? No one saw there's a perfect stop. Exactly! I need donuts as well, just to be clear. Right, you notice you got a different cab in this thing. But also recognisable.
Zugbeeinflussung. AFB.
Tolerance just
AFB.
eyes deceive me.
That's a famous HV59 signal in front of you. They look weird. It does look good in DB red.
I like the Vectron. When we were looking at, what the options were, and I saw the Vectron in red, I'm like, that's going in. I like the Vectrons generally, but what's that, Bolt? You kind of like the Vectrons as well? I had no idea. You've got a different panel on the left here, I guess. Is this meant to be ETCS at some point? Because I don't think that screen is on the other Vectrons. You've got this other panel up here. There's another device. There's nothing on the right-hand panel, but
that on the top left, I think that's Italian stuff.
okay.
Could be wrong.
Brakes coming off slowly.
By the way, we should really do some Italian stuff.
Maybe. Could work.
There we go.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
So where are we at the moment? So there we are here on this line that came in from the side here, heading up to Fulda.
And just as a quick summary again, what you get with the Frankfurt Fulda route, total length is 103 kilometers, which is, for all our Imperial friends, 64 miles. There's a total of 24 stations, also with 6 rolling stocks, or with a number of 6 rolling stocks, including cargo wagons, multiple different layers, a lot of them actually. 6 scenarios, the Gelnhausen Air Show as a mastery, and the special collectibles are the bamble, which is like a ceramic jug or pitcher, and of course Frankfurter sausages.
Yeah, so make sure you pick up Deluxe Edition if you want to get, or Special Edition if you want to get access tomorrow with the early access. Otherwise, Standard Edition is launching on the 17th. I'll show you the slides at the end for what's in what. What am I driving now? I'm driving the DB Vectron.
Also new that we introduced with Trains World 5 is the free starter pack, which will release on September 17th along with the Standard Edition. And it's a free pack, so it costs you nothing for the first 30 days. Meaning if you pick it up within those 30 days, it's yours to keep forever. And you can carry over all your old content from Trains World 4, Trains World 3, and so on. Just like you would with the Standard Edition or the Deluxe Edition, the Special Edition. And on the 17th, we'll also offer the different regional packs. So for the US, the UK, and the German regional packs. In case you're only interested in one. Different route packs that we offer with Standard Edition.
Ah, crap, I muted myself all the time. Hey, I'm back!
Oh, it's been lovely.
Oh! Okay, I'll go again.
It's really so quiet.
Accidentally. Where's this train stopping in? Platform 7. Okay. Let me check the question sheet. Yeah, the Vectron, the DB Vectron still has some of the wrong numbers. That's on the fixed list, but I'm not sure when that's going out. And yes, we will add controller shortcut for confirm speed.
Another Vectron. It's freight. This is the time of freight, I guess. Pre-order decal pack is an additional pack of decals for the livery designer.
Questions about news
There's
about
3 packs in total.
Kaiserslautern.
Sorry, carry on.
Right. Just wanted to say there's a few questions about like future routes that we've teased during the Dovetail Direct, like Mannheim, Kaiserslautern, and Tidaf route. No news yet. You'll have to wait for the upcoming roadmaps. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, sorry, there are 3 new packs of decals that have been added. One of them is just standard part of TSW5 and is the biggest of the 3 packs of decals. I can't remember what's in there. There are a couple of new operators. I think Metrolink is in there. I can't remember what the other ones are. Then there is, and there's a couple of fonts, if I remember rightly, as well, in the base decal pack. So everybody who gets TSW5 gets that. And then there's the two other packs. One of them gets you, I can't remember what's in them, but they've got different things based on for pre-order, if I remember rightly. But the font is it's one of the BR fonts, if I remember rightly. You can use it in a standard version or an outline version, so you get the same. It's the font that like Intercity, if I remember rightly, is written in.
If early access is for Trains World 5 tomorrow, yes, provided you purchased either the Deluxe or the Special Edition. That gives you 5 days early access, which starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. BST for consoles and 6 p.m. BST, so British Summertime, for PC. And the regular launch is on the 17th.
Yes, Marek. Lucas mentioned the numbering at the moment earlier on. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're there's a fix coming for the numbers on the Vectron.
There's no TGV on the route. I think back to the beginning. I explained the TGV situation, Lucas.
Yeah. So basically, currently, the problem is that the TGV that we made is not the Euro version, so it doesn't have PZB and also doesn't support the voltage that you need to drive in Germany. So our timetable simulation system is having some trouble with that. There are ways we can fix that, and we are looking into it. But it kind of depends on how much work it is and how much how intrusive that would be into the Frankfurt area. We want to add it, and we're looking into it, but no promises.
Matt, can you have a look around? Inside, I mean.
Oh, look around inside.
Yeah. Someone asked if you can have a look around the cab.
Here we go. Fulda again. Now there's quite a lot of varied stuff. Also the services are quite different from each time of day because there's other trains which have like special services. So there's not a lot of duplication. So you experience a different ride, like almost every service for everything, and that's quite nice. Kind of a bit like reality. It's supposed to be planned, like it's all perfect, but even in our simulation it doesn't work out, so be nice. I really enjoy this route, and a lot of like most of the people who have played it already have said that this is really fun, especially tilting around the corners with the IST and then all the little differences in services. And it's just similar to how Dresden-Riesa offered so much variety. This is kind of similar, so I'm looking forward to everybody playing and enjoying it.
Yeah, this route definitely has, and as we always expect, or as I always expected from it, it's got that variety feel that Dresden-Riesa's got in terms of just so much going on, so many different things that you can do with it. I can see this becoming my favourite route and Dresden being knocked off the top spot.
Another FlixTrain.
Seen quite a lot of mentions about the ICET sounds. If they are the same as the ICE free sounds, the answer is no.
No, they're not the same. They are partly similar. That's mainly due to the fact that the trains are very similar, and some sounds basically were reused, but they're also different in
So
many
you went
ways.
out and did the recording trip, didn't you, Lucas?
Yeah, the recording trip had some caveats. Someone mentioned it on the forum already, because we could only record in the depot up to like 40 kilometers an hour. So it's not perfect, but it's also not
Better than
terrible. Yeah. And in the end, the IS3 isn't that different from the IS-T. So
Is the 642 drivable?
yes, that's drivable. Like, I don't know, 50 services, I think. Maybe a little less. But
See, I got one platinum today, so I did all right. Destroyed some buffers, you know. Done a bit of everything today.
Didn't
Cool,
destroy the
well-
buffers. You just maximized your platform
Yeah, this is
usage.
true. Made the platform track a bit longer. Good. I think we've shown everything we were going to see, unless either of you can think of something else we need to showcase tonight.
Let me
No?
look at my handy dandy.
Having a look at the
not
notes.
not really. I mean, you can, I don't know, load in Frankfurt South at night and like see skyscrapers at night or something. But that's
Let's do that
That's
as
it.
we finish.
A lot of mentions of the 423 in chat right now.
But the 423 isn't that different to the Munich version. There are some upgrades, but it's still got the Munich interior.
You can't go very far with it. It's only a couple of stops, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you spawn it in?
Forgot you
Just
can buy.
People can look at it, not to drive it. So we're starting to close out, but just so we can give them something.
It's 45, isn't it?
That's 425.
What do you want me
Could
to do?
get in the 425, or just spawn a 423 because I want to see the skyline and you cannot see it from the ground.
No.
Oh,
Why can't I get in?
it has a door. It has a cab door.
It has a cab door. Well, I could use that, couldn't I? There we go. We're in.
Yeah, you can see the skyline like all the way up to Hanau. It's pretty far. And you look to the Euro Central Bank on the right. There's a little Euro logo on it.
Right, there you go, folks. Let's set up a little view here, and then we will start signing out. By the way, I've no idea if that's this route's 423 I've spawned in. None at all.
I don't think so.
It
I
was a
think you
43.
spawned the Munich one. I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Probably. Right, okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Let me just have a quick run through of some of the usual boring slides just to remind you what we've got going on. So we've got the free starter pack, which you can pick up from the 17th, and you will then have 1 month to pick it up. Once you've got it, it's yours to keep. So even if you don't know whether you want it, pick it up. That way it's ready for if you decide later on. This will give you TSW5 core game. It won't give you any extra routes and things, but it'll mean if you've got existing content, it'll all come across. And if you've not played Train Sim World before, pick it up, take a look. It's not going to cost anything. And you can see what you think. There is then the standard edition pack with the training centre, San Bernardino line, West Coast Main Line, and Frankfurt Fulda. However, Deluxe Edition, which will also be available from tomorrow, includes all of standard edition as well as the Avanti West Coast Pendolino and the FlixTrain BR193 Vectron, and also Cajon Pass, which is really useful if you don't have Cajon Pass in your existing collection, because it adds a ton of extra stuff onto the San Bernardino line. And then if you want to really grow your collection, then Special Edition adds Castle Würzburg, London Underground Bakerloo line, New York Trenton, London Overground Suffragette line, and the Bahnstrecke Bremen Oldenburg. So there's tons and tons and tons of stuff there. And if you get either Deluxe or Special Edition, then you're playing tomorrow. If you want to wait and get Standard Edition, which is also going to be launching on Game Pass as well, then that'll be from the 17th in another few days' time. And likewise, the free starter pack becomes available at the same time next week as well. Hopefully that has given you everything that you need to see. Let me put it back on. No, not that one. Where's live game? There it is, that one. There you go. That's it. So I don't know if you had any more admin you wanted to close us out on, Jan?
Kilometers, 64 miles, 24 stations, lots of rolling stocks and layers, 2 different mastery, 2 different collectibles, mastery rewards. And if you want to read more about this, make sure to check out our Dovetail Live articles that we released. There's also another preview, short preview video you can check out with all the highlights.
Awesome. Okay then, folks.
Pretty much it.
That's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you join us with early access, then we are looking forward to seeing your feedback. Yeah, give us a note if you do any streams, so we can come and have a look. Otherwise than that, we'll catch you on the next stream. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.